Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Favi, and welcome to Arrows DIY. On my channel, I like to do Dollar Tree DIYs, high-end dupes, thrift flips, and the occasional trash to treasure. This is another episode in my Christmas series, and it's all inspired by our favorite Christmas movie, Charlie Brown Christmas. So I hope you all enjoy, and if you do enjoy, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like fun home decor on a budget. For DIY number 1, I'm going to be using this birdhouse I got at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to build it according to the instructions on the back. But before I do, I'm going to cut out a little section there at the bottom of that opening. Using a good pair of scissors, I cut that little section off under that hole, and now it looks more like a doghouse. Yeah, a doghouse for Snoopy. Now we're going to go ahead and use this apple barrel color and the color flag red. And I'm going to give this entire birdhouse 2 coats. Once it's fully painted, I'm going to use this hot glue technique I've used many times in my other gingerbread videos for Christmas. I can link those videos up above if you're interested in that. And I use them for icing in those videos, but here I'm going to use it for faux snow. If you want this to be very droopy, you would want your hot glue to be really hot. And if you want it to be a little bit more contained, I guess, you don't want your hot glue to be too hot. Now I'm going to use this folk art color cottage white, and I'm just going to give this hot glue about 4 to 5 coats until it was a stark white color. This is relatively easy to do, and if you mess up, you could always just touch up the red with some more red paint. But this DIY was a lot of fun to make. So if you help your children or anyone who's doing this DIY, you could be able to recreate this DIY as a fun family craft. So now I got these lights from the Dollar Tree, and I thought they were perfect. They gave me the vibes of this inspiration picture here, and I was pretty excited about it. But first I noticed I forgot to draw the little lines, the infamous lines. Now we're going to use some black paint to do so, and we're just going to faintly draw lines. We don't want them to be very perfect. We want it to look hand drawn. So now I'm going to use the wide craft stick to help me make those lines. And you don't want to put too much paint on the actual birdhouse, doghouse. You want to paint the stick and have a little tiny bit come over the edge to make those lines. And I love how it came out. Now, if you don't have black paint, you could definitely use a Sharpie of some sort, but I definitely have to put that on my Christmas list or just order it and put it in my own stocking, because I would love to have some Sharpies in my arsenal. And that's how it looks so far. So next, I'm going to work on these lights. I felt they were a little bit too spaced out, so what I did was I took the first light, the red one, the first one farthest away from the battery pack, and I'm going to hot glue that one between light 3 and 4. So right between the blue and the green, right there, I'm going to put a little dot of hot glue, and I'm just going to put that red light right between the two. I'm not sure if it's safe to be using hot glue on these lights, but that's what I'm doing, and I hope everyone is okay. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, you could totally just put this together with some electrical tape. That would probably be safer. But I'm just showing you what I did. I just put a little tiny dash of hot glue, and I did this. Now, I don't want these lights to look 100% tidy. I do want them to be a little bit messy, just to give it that playful, whimsical nature of this DIY, which is why these lights are so big compared to this tiny little tier tray decor or Christmas tree ornament, wherever you choose to put this. But I'm just going to hot glue it like so, and there will be a little bit of wire mess, but I think it's cute. So let me know in the comments below. And if you like fun DIYs, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because I have a lot of fun, budget-friendly home decor ideas coming up. If you're new around here, my name is Favi. I am a crafty DIY mommy of 5 little ones who keep me on my toes. And I like to make fun DIYs on a budget, mostly for them, just to enjoy and to have fun. So this would be a nice little addition for my tier tray, which is where I'm going to be putting this. But you could totally use this for your Christmas tree as well. Just, hang it on a string. But I like the way this came out. Here I'm just showing you where I put all the little lights and where I glued everything in case you want to know how I did it. But I just hot glued some of them right in that edge, just so it looks a little tidy. And any spots that were a little too long, I kind of twisted up and I just hot glued them like so. I also did add a little bit of hot glue around the actual light bulbs themselves. You'll see in a second. But for the last bit where the battery pack is, I wrapped it around the doghouse and put the battery pack inside the doghouse before I hot glued the rest of the string, because I wanted to make sure there was enough slack in the wire when I need to change the battery pack out. So once that battery pack was inside and I had a little bit of slack in that wire, I went ahead and hot glued it to the doghouse. And I try to follow the lines of the doghouse just so it didn't look so messy. A little messy, just not too messy, if you know what I mean. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's it for this little DIY, and I love it so much. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this one? Yeah, so that blue little light was driving me nuts, so I had to pin it down like that. A little bit of hot glue, and yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So this is part of the Christmas Classics Challenge hosted by Stephanie over at Mama Can Make It. Also hosted by Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun. Another host is Tammy from Rusted Willow. And Missy from the Crafty Cove. Now all of these ladies are so talented, so please check them out. I'll leave their links in the description box below, as well as the open playlist. This month I was the Spotlight Crafter, and that is just a hoot. Now for DIY number 2, I'm going to be making another DIY inspired by this wonderful movie. I'm going to take this wooden plaque from the Dollar Tree. It's called wood plaque. And we're just going to sand it down because it's rough, if you know what I mean. So I tried using the sanding sponge and it just wasn't abrasive enough. So I went ahead and I grabbed some sandpaper just to sand down that corner right there, as you can see. I just wanted it to be more oval and less pointy, only on those 4 corners on the top face there of that ornament. I just want it to be an oval. So it still looks pointy, but you'll see what I mean. Once I paint it, it isn't that noticeable anymore. I tried to sand it down as much as I could. Okay, so once I sanded it down, I cleaned it up a little bit, and then I'm going to paint it in this white Adirondack chalk paint. Next, I took this black color by Apple Barrel, and I'm just going to paint the border section of this wood piece. Now, I thought that this would help it look more like a cartoon, because I'm trying to make Snoopy's face. So if you mess up like I did, you could totally just wipe it off with a little bit of a wipey, like a baby wipe, and then I went in and gave it another coat in that same Adirondack color. And it's totally possible, guys, because if I could do it, you could so do it. You could so do it. Okay, so I had this wood piece here. It was a snowman, but I already made a snowman video. I could link that right here if you're interested in seeing my Christmas series snowman video. But I don't have the use for any more snowmen right now. So I'm going to go ahead and use this piece. Now, I cut 2 pieces into like round oval shapes, and I painted them both on the face of the shape as well as the sides of the shape. So once they were completely painted on one side and the surrounding sides, I'm going to go ahead and add a little detail to the bigger round one. Now, if you don't have this snowman wooden wooden piece from Dollar Tree. You can use any one. I actually wish I had the oval Easter ones, because that would have been perfect for this. But anyways, I digress. We're gonna go ahead and make a crescent shape, kind of like a moon, a very thin moon, right on the bigger circle. You see what I'm doing, right? Okay. So once that's done, you just want to make sure you keep that black border on there. It's very important, but this makes it feel more like a cartoon, and I really liked it. Now I took a piece of cereal box and I just made a very big and pointy letter D, like a capital D. And then I'm just going to cut that out. Now we're going to paint this with using these two colors. The first color is Cayman Blue by Folk Art, and the next color is Kelly Green by Apple Barrel. Now I'm just going to make a stripe formation, and all these stripes are going to go down towards the center of this letter D. And this is going to be the hat of our little Snoopy character. So I chose these colors because these are the colors that were in the inspiration picture, and I was trying to stay as true to the picture as possible. So these were just the closest colors I had on hand. I am a big fan of mixing colors. If you don't have a color that you want, you could totally mix it. And it's a lot of fun too. So all of these DIYs today, I had tons of fun. I love crafting. To have fun and to have therapy, you know, just to forget about your worries and just, like I always say, dabble in a little bit of artsy fun, right? So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just gonna go over and make the stripes in this Kelly green color. And now for the bottom part of this hat, do you see his hat? He has that little black detail there at the bottom. So I have this berry garland on hand, and I'm just gonna take the berries off of this berry garland. So once I have all the berries off, about 10 inches worth of garland, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to wind this berry garland around my paint jug. And I wind it around about 4 times. Then I'm going to cut it off. And now that we kind of have the formation that we want, we're just going to make these we're going to make the coil a little tighter. So we're going to use this shape, and we're just going to make a flower, kind of like a flower formation with the berry garland. I hope I haven't lost you. I hope you can see what I'm saying here, but I'm going to take off any excess paper around that might come off the berry garland, and I'm just going to cut it off. Now once that formation is done, it should look like this, and we're going to paint it black. So once it's painted black and dried, I hot glue it to the corner there, and that just gives it more of that fun, whimsical cartoon feel. So now we're going to take the 2 of the berry garland pieces, the berries, with the stems attached to them. We're going to paint them black. And when you pick your berries, make sure that your berries are very identical in size, because I didn't do that and it was really bugging me, so I had to go ahead and paint another berry later on, just so that heart-shaped wood plaque. So if you take all of these techniques I'm doing today and use a proper shape, it would totally look like Snoopy. But I'm just using what I have on hand, and I hope you get inspired. At least one idea from this video. I would feel like this video was a success. So now I'm going to use this white ribbon that I have on hand. It's kind of translucent, but it's the only fluffy looking ribbon I had on hand. So I have to double it up in a second, but it's totally fine. So I just hem that end with a little bit of hot glue, and then I am going to double up the ribbon just to cover that center portion. So I just fold the ribbon in half, secured with hot glue, and then just hot glue it over that middle section so that it looks nice and fluffy. Now I'm going to use a black cable tie or a zip tie, and I use Gorilla Hot Glue. I strongly recommend it, and this is a high temperature glue gun, a detailed tip glue gun, which helps with little finicky projects like this. And then I just touch up his face with some white paint, and we're almost done. You could totally draw this if you want to. I like using these little Dollar Tree supplies, these little pieces, because I like the 3D effect that it gave the project. So now I'm just gonna flip over the project, and I'm going to paint the back of the cereal box so that no one ever knows that it was a cereal box. And then I'm also gonna paint the back of the ear. Now, since there was just space there, I figured that the little black part at the bottom kind of looked like a foot. So I just decided to just have a little fun and make it, and also paint the back is what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say. So I took this color by Folk Art called Yellow Light, and I covered the whole back with that color. And then I just painted the infamous Charlie Brown t-shirt. And once I finished making that with the black paint by Apple Barrel, I just touched it up in some spots with the White Cottage by Folk Art. But that's how it turned out. Super fun. My kids are gonna have a blast with this tier tray. So for DIY number 3, I'm gonna be using these Christmas trees from the Dollar Tree, and just one little piece from the green Christmas tree at Dollar Tree. Now we're just gonna use a good pair of scissors and cut off a couple of those sprigs, I guess. I think they would be called sprigs. Now I'm gonna take 2 of those white sprigs, and I'm just gonna crisscross them and twist the bottom 2 ends to kind of lock them into place, and therefore making kind of like a fork at the top. And I'm just gonna continue twisting on additional pieces the same way I just did, twisting 2 ends together just to make this structure a little bigger as we go on. Now in hindsight, I would recommend trimming it before you crisscross them together. Before you connect the pieces together, you should trim down the greenery, well, the whitery, whatever, you know what I mean. So I apologize, my baby's playing right here, so you're gonna hear his squeals. Okay, so then I go ahead and I struggle here trying to trim it, and now I painted in this color mixture that I made. So I didn't have any brown paint. I know, a crafter with no paint, I know. So I just decided to mix what I had on hand. So my friend Jason, on one of my lives, my 12 Days of Christmas live, let me know that if you mix red and green together, it makes brown. I had no idea, but hey, we learn something new every day. So I went ahead and I took his tip and I added a little bit of gray on there, and I painted the whole tree. So this is the tree I'm trying to make, this little Charlie Brown tree. And I do add the sprigs later, after the fact, because I totally forgot to add them. But I'm going to show you what I did to make a little display for my tier tray. So once this was made, I thought it was too big. So then I had to cut it down so it actually fits inside my mini frame. So now I'm just going to take another piece and add it wherever you want to add that, just by twisting it around the center piece there. And we're basically just trying to make a very sad looking tree. So it's not very hard to do that, just add it as you want. And that's how it looks once I have my little sad tree. But then I wanted to add another little piece, so then I went ahead and did the same process by twisting it around. And I still haven't learned that I should cut off the greenery, but it's okay. So everything worked out. Now I took this frame from the fall at Dollar Tree, and I tried to peel off that paper, but it wasn't happening, so I gave up very quickly. And then I just flipped it over. And I'm gonna sand off that portion there where the hanger was. And I'm not gonna use wood filler. You can do whatever you like with your project. I gotta get this done right now. So now I'm just gonna use the white Adirondack chalk paint, and I give this entire frame 2 coats. On the inside, on the sides, not the back. I'm gonna add scrapbooking paper to the back of it at some point. So now I'm gonna take this wonderful color by Folk Art. It's in a matte finish and it's called Midnight. And guys, this color is beautiful. I am not even exaggerating. I am a Plaid ambassador, but I stand by this color and most of their products. And if I don't like a product, I will definitely let you know. But I love this color. So I go ahead and I cover this whole thing. As you can see, I sped it up because, you know, I appreciate your time. So I went ahead and just made a very simple design there. And now I'm using the back of my paintbrush with some white paint. And I'm just, you know, very randomly making little dots. Now these could be stars or snowfall or snowballs, whatever your heart desires them to be. Now I didn't find a toothbrush, like an old toothbrush to use for this, so I used a chunky paintbrush, and I don't recommend doing this. I mean, it turned out great, but you want to put less paint on your paintbrush. So learn from my mistakes. But a happy accident happened, because once I started adding more of that midnight color, it kind of looked more like a galaxy night. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. I like that detail. Okay, so now I made a little structure to hold my tree. I just used 2 of those wooden cubes from Dollar Tree. You see the little thing at the bottom at the base there of the tree? I was trying to make something similar to that. So I just hot glued, actually I took 1 wide popsicle stick and I cut it into 3 pieces, and I just hot glued them like so. Now it was a little too big, so I had to cut it down so it actually fits inside the frame. But then I took a little apple from Dollar Tree that doesn't really look that much like an apple, so I just turned it into an ornament. I painted it all in the same flag color from the Doghouse in DIY number 1, and I added a little dot, kind of like a cartoon shiny feature on the corner of the ornament. And now I'm using a little silver string that came off an ornament from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna wrap that around the stem of the apple so that it looks more like an ornament and less like an apple. So now I just attached it to one of the sad little twigs of this tree. But first I had to make a loop, and then I put the twig inside of that, and I just secured the entire thing with hot glue once I tightened that string on there. And I think it's so cute, but I didn't even notice at this point that I was missing the greenery. So I did have to go back later and just cut up that small little piece of Dollar Tree Christmas tree. I cut that into like 1/2 inch pieces and just hot glued them around this little Charlie Brown tree. But I think it came out precious. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I love to hear what you guys think. And I also hot glued all the pieces together. As you can see, I just start assembling everything with hot glue. And then I had this other Merry Christmas sign from the Dollar Tree, so I just painted that in the same cottage white color. And I hot glued it kind of slanted. And I just put hot glue in the points where that sign would meet the frame. And that's it. It's very simple, but I think it's so charming. And it's gonna fit perfectly in my Charlie Brown tier tray display. Anyways, any of these DIYs I showed you today could totally be ornaments for your tree. And I hope you guys got an idea or two to help with your holiday cheer this season. I had so many ideas for this video, but I don't have the time. So I hope there will definitely be a part 2. If you like this video today, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more of what I make in this house. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for all your support, and I hope you guys enjoy and have a wonderful holiday season. Don't forget to check out the playlist link in the description box below, as well as the comment box below, and check out these ladies' channels. I'll leave their channel links in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Take care. God bless. Until next time.